Hey y'all, welcome back to No Opinion, and we continue with part two of the Stormy Daniel cross examination, my Necheles. We already did the first half. I apologize for the audio quality. I changed the mic this time, and we're going to just pick it up, try to stay away from opinion, and just read it. I'll try to use some voice inflection, and when I am, as we're going. So we'll pick up where we left off. They just got back from lunch, and everybody's seated. Miss Necheles. Before the break, just a few minutes ago, we talked about an E! Online article. Do you recall that? Yes. And you said you were quoted in there as saying that the story is bullshit, right? Yes. And you said what you meant by that. You weren't denying that you had sex with him. You were discussing this is a bullshit thing to do, right? Yes. If we could show that, they displayed on the screen. Do you remember saying to E! Online that you vehemently denied the story about you and the President Trump hooking up after Trump had played a golfing event and then meeting up a couple times after that? No, I don't remember that. Ms. Necheles, if we could show the witness, it has been marked as defendant's J42. Turn to page 3. Am I correct that you previously said that you vehemently denied the story about the two of you hooking up after Trump had played in a golfing event and vehemently denied meeting up multiple times after that? I did not give that statement. I never gave that statement directly to them at all. You're saying that this is not true? That's your testimony? I'm saying that I did not give a statement denying the story. It says Daniels herself told E! News that she is not commenting, but the story is bullshit. That is one comment. So you're saying where the article says you vehemently deny this, the article is false. Is that what you're saying? Yes. Turning back to in 2011, you were denying to the dirty.com that you had sex with President Trump. And I never spoke to the dirty.com. I couldn't have denied it. They put up a statement. I was asked if I wanted Keith Davidson to have it removed. I absolutely wanted to have it removed. I didn't confirm or deny anything to the dirty. I never spoke to them. Well, your lawyer did. He told them to take down the story. Whether he spoke to them directly or not, I don't know. All I know is he wanted it taken down, and he took it down. Keith Davidson was your lawyer? He was Gina's lawyer. That is how I met him. She said, "Do you want me to have an attorney take it down?" I said, yes. You asked him, you authorized him to deny that story was true and to get it taken down, right? No, I didn't. I authorized him to have the story taken down. Now in 2016, you claimed to have been threatened and you were afraid for your life, right? Yes. But at that point, you were afraid for your life, and you had been told, don't talk to anyone about Trump, otherwise your life and your baby's life will be in danger, right? Correct. And so you decided, well, I'm going to sell my story, right? I didn't just decide that. I was given advice from someone to do so. You were given advice, according to you, that instead of staying quiet because your life was threatened, instead the best thing to do was to go out and sell your story, right? Yes, it was very different and a much braver person. I was very different and a much braver person in 2016 than I was in 2011, because Donald Trump was not just a guy on television. He was running for president. I was more afraid for my situation. The attorney told me, get high, stay light, get out in front of where you are safe, hide in plain view. In 2011, your story wasn't worth much money. I don't know what it was worth. I turned down many offers. You turned down or tried to get $15,000. You couldn't get it. Get that, correct? Correct. Now in 2016, you say you were afraid, but the story was worth a lot of money for you now, right? Correct. And then you had Gina Rodriguez go out and try to sell your story, right? Correct. I didn't care for how much. I just want the story out there, which is why I had a press conference set up for free. And you didn't give a free press conference, did you? I didn't have to. You're looking to extort money from President Trump, right? False. Well, that's what you did, right? False. And just when we're talking about your fear, the fear you're supposed to fear that you supposedly felt is totally based on the supposed incident that took place in 2011 that you never told anybody about, right? I am really sorry. I can't always hear when you step away. I am so sorry. When you say this fear that you say you were under in 2016 is based on the supposed incident that supposedly took place 5 years earlier, that you still hadn't told anybody publicly, right? It was not a supposed incident. It's a true incident. I had told a lot of people. You hadn't told your husband, right? No. And then so because you had that fear, you decided to do exactly the opposite of what that person had told you to do, right? Which person? That supposed guy who showed up in the parking lot. Oh yeah, correct. So you weren't really scared, were you? I was terrified. I decided to change my tactic. It was really a new ball game. There's a big difference between a reality TV star and someone running for office. The truth is, you saw an opportunity to make it known. You had Gina Rodriguez try to sell your story to the National Enquirer. I saw my opportunity to get my story out. I didn't put a price tag on it. That is why I did every interview for free. You didn't do any interviews for free at this point. Correct. And I want to show you what is in evidence as People's Exhibit 117A, which are texts between Gina Rodriguez and Dylan Howard of the National Enquirer. This is the evidence of text between Gina Rodriguez and Dylan Howard. Do you see in the first box it's dated June 28th, 2016? Yes. And Gina and you see where it's from G. Yes. There is a redaction? Yes. Do you see that? I represent to you that is Gina Rodriguez's email address that has been redacted out. I am correct that she says Stormy Daniels in the next box. She says, I have her. I'm going to object to asking the witness what someone else said. It's in evidence, the court says. If you can confirm that it is what you say, that is what it says. And just again, for everybody, the court is the judge. And then Dylan Howard in the next box asks if she's ready to talk, right? Yes. And it says, I thought she denounced it previously. In the next box, right? Yes. I don't know who Wide Eye Communications or Dylan is, but you had in fact denounced it previously, right? I don't know what this is in reference to exactly, specifically. I'm not asking you about it. Ms. Hofflinger, I'm going to ask you to let the witness finish. The court, sustain. Question. You had denounced it previously. I don't know what is previously. Did you denounce the story that you had said that you had not had sex, though she denounced it previously? I don't want to confirm or deny something when I don't know what they are talking about. When you look at the next box, she said from Gina Rodriguez, she said, you will do it under two conditions. If you can go to the next box, and then she doesn't want to go on record about it, but will tell her story through a source. It says she had sex with him. She wants $100,000. Do you see that? I do. And that was June of 2016, correct? Correct. And President Trump was running for president of the United States at that point, correct? Correct. And you had authorized Gina Rodriguez to try to sell your story, right? Correct. And you wanted to do it through a source, right? Once again, I don't know what this is specifically talking about. I don't know who Dylan is. I don't know who Wide Eye Communications is. She doesn't want to go on record about it, but will tell the story through a source. I don't know which specific story. Is it about sex? Is it about being threatened? You want me to commit on something when I don't know the context? That's not fair. Putting aside the text, I'm asking you a question. My question to you is, in June of 2016, had you authorized Gina David to sell your story under the condition you would tell it through a source? I authorized Gina Rodriguez to shop the story so I could make it public. One of your conditions was that you were telling it through a source, and the other was that you were getting $100,000, right? I don't remember that, no. So you don't remember those being your conditions? No, because they weren't my conditions. Before this date, I had a press conference set up for free, okay? But you didn't go to the press conference. No, because Gina came back into the picture. I hadn't talked to her for a long time. So to be quite honest about the chance to get the story out and make some money, yes. You wanted to get some money. Get the story out and make some money, yes. You wanted to do it anonymously, right? No. You said Gina Rodriguez's statements was false. I don't know what she's referring to, so I'm not going to say her statement is false. Look at the second box from the bottom, and you see it says in the box, what happened with Stormy Daniels' interview on Trump? And Dylan Howard responds, let's discuss this week. And Gina says, okay, she's asking. This is July 2016, correct? Correct. Were you, in fact, pushing again you wanted to sell the story? I was pushing that I wanted to sell my story, yes. And that it was July of 2016, right? Yes. And if you turn to page 6, why don't we stop at this point? The judge says, all right, jurors, let's call it a day, all right? I remind you to please not talk among yourselves or with anyone else about anything related to this case. Please continue to keep an open minute. Do not form or express an opinion about this defendant's guilt or innocence until all the evidence is in and I have given you final instructions on the law. I have directed you to begin your deliberations and have directed you to begin your deliberations. Do not request, accept, or agree or accept any, discuss with any person the receipt or acceptance of payment or benefit in return for supplying any information concerning this trial. Report directly to me any incident within your knowledge involving an attempt by any person to improperly influence you or members of your jury, or members of the jury. Do not visit or view any of the locations discussed in the testimony. We'll see you all Thursday. So there it is. When we'll see if I can find the notes for Thursday. And they definitely seem to have a little bit more energy after lunch. Nobody was drowsy, which I was kind of expecting, and it was a lot shorter than I thought it would be. But they're really working hard at trying to position her as a liar that's out to make money. So, but I have to admit she stood pretty good, and the defense, they were pretty good too. So anyway, we'll continue on with this and talk to you all next time. This is No Opinion. My name is Terrell Hussein.